Hello everyone, my name is Tiago and we're gonna talk today about Agile Maturity Assessment. What is that? Why should we do that? How could we do that? What are the do's and don'ts of this group dynamics? Because that is basically what it is, right? It's a group dynamic. And the goal is to look inside the process of the team to deliver whatever it is, if it is a product, if it is a service, how is the team, how is the behavior of the team in order to deliver that, okay? Why it is important to do so? Actually, as human beings, we are used to evaluate ourselves on whatever we are doing, right? So how good are we in, riding skateboard? How good are we in playing video games? How good are we in school? And when we are talking about Agile Maturity Assessment, it's almost the same thing. Because here we're looking less on evaluation and more on awareness on how this team, this department or this company are doing to deliver better value for its customers. But something that is really misconfused sometimes is the outcome of this Agile Maturity Assessment. Sometimes it is misconfused as this will make our team go faster. And the problem is that as creative workers, that is a lot of aspects we should improve on our workflow. And just being faster doesn't mean being more or less agile. How happy is your customer and how often do you learn from them based on your last deliverable? What are the important KPIs for you to follow and how does it impact your activities? How many bugs do you generate after delivering features? And how are the team working on quality in order to reduce that? How happy is your team at work? How motivated are they? And so on and so on and so on. There's several things. And I mean, this is just a list. That doesn't mean you should take this list and use it, because we're gonna talk about that just in a second. And that's the outcome we're looking here. The team having awareness of those needed improvements on their workflow. So after seeing several ways of doing this Agile Maturity Assessment, I've came up with a range that goes from the less useful way of doing that to the more useful way of doing this kind of assessment. What's really common is this kind of grids with fixed topics that someone on the company decided that those are values that every team need in order to be agile. And the first way to measure is say we're doing or we're not doing this kind of things. And for each topic you can see, and they will put like doing, not doing, doing, not doing. By the end you have a score, and if you have more topics with yes, yay, you're agile. Well, that's not that useful, right? We should go a little bit deeper. Now let's move on. We have the same fixed values and we have a scale from beginner, intermediate and advanced. So you have the topic, and on the assessment teams will mark well, at this level you guys are beginner, at this level you are advanced, at this level you are intermediate. Sometimes it isn't even the team doing this auto-assessment, it is somebody else saying, okay, this team, they are beginner at this because of that, they are beginner of that, they are intermediate of that, they are advanced with that. When the team is marked as beginner, it might harm their motivation to improve because they will feel that this is not helping them but just punching them. And on the other hand, it's not either good to have teams marked as advanced. This might have some dangerous outcomes for the teams, without even mentioning this comparison factor that I will highlight on this next topic. We're still keeping these fixed topics, but now we're doing colors, classifying teams on colors. Red, not good. Yellow, neutral. And green, awesome. Well, the problem here is really simple. When you're using colors, it makes really easy to compare teams. And we don't want teams to be compared, right? We should compare the team based on the team. But we don't want to compare team A with team B. And a more advanced outcome for the behavior is competition inside the team. So the team might be trying to find who inside the team is the hero or is the one that are making easier for the team to win. This is not useful at all. Now, you can use the labeling from 0 to 5, being 0 like what is that, and 5 is like we are benchmarks on that. So the only thing you have to do is to be extremely precise on what is 0, what is 5, so the extremes, and what's the difference on the levels between them. So what is 1, what is 2, what is 3, and what is 4. That is good. That's a good way to measure it. What bothers me here a little bit is just those fixed values. So even that those topics might be good ones, you cannot use the same to measure every single team just because of one thing: context. Even if they are working in the same product, they have different people inside the team, so the context will change. On this more useful part, we get rid of all this fixed, all with this grid of fixed values, and I'm going to introduce you something that we've learned with the professionals from Knowledge 21. We've been working with them for the past year, and they taught us on how to do this kind of assessment with a flexible template that is based on a radar. There's no fixed values. They categorized 4 domains of knowledge work: business, organizational, culture, and technical. In each domain, we have up to 3 topics that the team will name themselves. And these topics, we're gonna scale that from 0 to 5, being like 0, what the hell is that? We never heard about it. And 5, yeah, we are benchmarked on that. People are coming to see what we are doing regarding this topic. It will take like up to 3 hours with your team. And what is really good about this way of running these Agile Maturity Assessments is that it's a self-evaluation of the team. And the team will be the one setting the topics for each domain. There are a few reasons that this is really good. First one, it makes really hard to compare teams, right? The second one is really customized based on the team reality, so what they are living on the moment. And the third most important thing, that is not over just when you are exposing the topics. When we get to see this radar finished, we can have a clear vision on what are the domain we should improve, and zooming in, what are the topic we should improve on the given domain. Okay, what could we do now to get better at this? And that's the moment where we'll have the actions listed. What are the most important actions we should do to improve on this domain? We're not saying if the team is a beginner, we're not saying if the team is advanced. We have, yes, a level of maturity from 0 to 5, but there one thing that is really interesting: the average of maturity. We never want to be below 1.5 and never more than 3.5. So we're keeping the team always in this middle, where they don't feel too beginner and they don't feel too advanced. They are always on this sweet spot where they can see the next possible aspects of evolution. One thing though that I don't find interesting is having the boss or the product owner being the ones running this assessment. To support the ones that want to facilitate that, we've came up with this really simple guide that I'll leave the link here on the description, where you'll be able to see how you can run this kind of facilitation with a team. And if you have a comment, a question, or whatever, you can leave the comment here. I will be more than happy to answer you. And this is the first video of a series that I'm gonna do here. Please consider subscribing, and if you like the video, please hit the like button, and you can leave a comment below saying what are the action you've found with your team after just running the assessment. Thank you very much, guys. Peace, be good. I don't know how to say goodbye in videos, so I'll definitely will be improving on that on the next ones. But yeah, consider subscribing, hit the like button, leave your comments, and yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. Bye. Tschüss.